Alright, in this video I want to talk to you about subtracting in base 12. But before we do that, let's look at what we're doing with subtract in base 10. So here's a problem, and we all know how to do this, 100 minus 34. So we'll just do it with the algorithm that we're all used to, and then we'll talk about what we're actually doing. So we don't have enough to borrow or to subtract 0 from 4 or 0 from 3, so we need to borrow. So that goes away. We have no hundreds left. So this becomes a 9, this becomes 10, and now we subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6, 9 minus 3 is also 6, and we're done. But what are we doing here? What does this borrowing mean? Well, what we're doing is we're breaking up our 100 that we borrow into the correct amount of things. So we're taking our 100 and we're splitting it up. Instead of having 100, we're going to break it up into 9 of these 10 pieces. So I'm trying to draw directly on the white lines. So we break those up. So that gives us 10 tens, but we still need some 1 pieces. So we take one of those 10s, say that guy, and we break that up into 1s. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what are we left with? Here are our 10, or let me write that out in words so it's not particularly confusing. So this is our 10 ones. And here we still have our 9 tens. So that's we broke our 100, we broke this 100 here into 9 tens, this guy, and 10 ones, this guy here. So when you subtract base 12, it's going to be the same way, but instead of having blocks that are of size 10 by 10 or 10 by 10 by 10 or whatever, instead of talking about things of size 10, we're talking about things of size 12. So let's try a problem. Let's try, I don't know, I'll just make something up. 4, 0, 1, 3 minus 1A 9B. So that'll do. All right, so let's do our subtraction. So we have 3 1s minus B, and we're thinking of B like 11, minus 11. Obviously, we don't have enough, so we're going to have to borrow. So let's borrow. So we'll take one of our 12s. This is our 12s place. So we borrow 1 12. We have no 12s left over, and we break that up into 1s. So now we have 1 12 plus 3 1s of 1. So that's 15 1s. So we have, but it's written as 1 3 since we're in base 12. This entire calculation is in base 12. So we have 1 12 and 3 1, so that's like 15 1s overall. Minus B, we're thinking of B like 11. So 15 minus 11, well, we have 4 1s left over. All right, so now we have no 12s minus 9 12s, so we can't do that. So we're going to have to borrow. Oh, look, there are no 12 squareds or 144s to borrow. So we're going to have to borrow from our 12 cubes. So we're going to break this up. We're going to take one of those 12 cubes, and we're going to make it some squares and some longs. So if we break this up, if we break a cube up, we're going to get 12, which I'm going to write like that. So that's, remember, we're base 12, so that's 0 ones and 1 12. So we have 12 144s now, but we still need to break one of those up to get some 12s. So let's break one of those up. So we break up one of these, and we're left with B, which is like 11 144s. And that gives us 12 longs. So let's see if I can draw that out for you, just to make sure you know what's going on. So we took one of our cubes. So here's our cube. And this is 12 by 12 by 12. So there are 1,728 blocks in that. And we break that up. So we're going to slice that into 12 squares. And each of these squares has 144 ones blocks in it. So that's this step here. So when I broke that up, I broke up one of my cubes into 12 different squares. It's written as 1 0 since we're in base 12, since we have 1 12 and 0 ones. But I still need some long pieces. So I'm going to take one of these guys, one of my squares, and I'm going to break that up. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to break this up into 12 long pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I have my 12 long pieces here, again written as 1 12 and 0 ones. I have 11 squares, and remember 11 is written as B, and I still have my 3 cubes. So that's good. So now I can just subtract. So I have 12 minus 9 is 3. I have 11 minus 10. Remember, A represents 10 in base 12, so 11 minus 10 is 1. And 3 minus 2 is, 3 minus 1 is 2. So our final answer, subtracting 4013 minus 1A 9B, is 2134, and this is all base 12. This whole calculation, every number is base 12.